Aloha Magnum fans! Welcome to Dress Like Magnum. Today we're going to be discussing Magnum's khaki web belt. First glance you might say, that's easy to get. I'll just go out, get a Google khaki web belt, get a gold buckle, I'm done. Well, there's a little more to it than that. So let's dive right in, I'll show you. Okay, so when we talk about dressing like Magnum, I divide it up into two categories. One is exact, okay, and that's where, hey, I've got the exact same brand of shirt, I got the exact same cut, exact same color, everything's perfect. You've got an exact match. The other one is close. That's where it's like, it's kind of in the spirit of Magnum. There's a few details missing, but hey, it's pretty much close, so Magnum-esque, so whatever, it's okay. So there's close and there's exact. This is a case actually you can get exact. So here we have a very similar one to the one Magnum wore in the pilot episode and the first season. So there's actually, I say, like two different types of khaki web belts. The first one is the one he wore, like I say, in the first season in the pilot episode. They switched after the second season. Primarily it was the buckle. But I'll be going into that one at a later time. So there's a few details you need to be aware of. The first thing is the belt buckle was actually tarnished, okay? So this is actually a solid brass slide buckle, solid brass belt buckle. So Magnum wore actually a tarnished buckle, which is interesting because anybody who's ever been in the military, and has to wear a gold buckle knows that it always has to be polished, okay? You can't go walking around like this or you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So they obviously did this intentionally, probably because, Magnum had just gotten out of the Navy, he resigned, he was a little disgruntled, and he didn't really want to polish his buckle anymore. So whatever you want to take from that, this was tarnished. So that's how you know it's also solid brass, because you get this kind of patina. So when you look for these online, you might want to type in something like solid brass a belt buckle, maybe military, and you'll get a bunch of these. Now you're going to find the tarnish is different in all these different buckles that you see. What you want to look for is kind of like an even kind of tarnish, okay? That's the first thing it works, just an even tarnish through the whole top of the buckle. The other thing is, if you look closely at Magnum's, his actually had like little dots in it like this. So you'll see these little, I'll see little dots there. That's the other thing you want to look for. So there you go, solid brass buckle, even tarnish. If you can get a few little dots in there, the dark spots, even better. The second thing is actually the belt itself. If you type in khaki web belt on the internet, you're going to get a lot of different shades of khaki. So I think the most exact match that I've been able to find, and I've been through a lot of these belts, basically is by Vanguard. They actually supply the military currently, and I think they supply the United States Marine Corps right now, one of the suppliers at least, and their shade is absolutely perfect of khaki. So I would type in Vanguard khaki web belt. Make sure it's cotton. They also do make one in nylon. The look is shiny. It's totally different. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is the buckle, or the little tip of the belt should be polished, okay? I don't know why they did this. Maybe they found an old buckle, but they couldn't find an old belt that was tarnished, or maybe they didn't know how to tarnish it and stuff. But the tip of the belt, of the web belt, was polished. So look closely at the episodes in the first season, and you'll see this is how it was put together. So there you go. Solid brass tarnished buckle, nice shade of khaki, and a polished tip. The last thing you need to know when you put this on, you want to cut it. If you want to dress like Magnum, let's go all the way here. You want to have about this much showing, okay? So that's how he wore it pretty consistently. He wore with this much of the web belt showing in between the tip and the buckle. So if you want to dress like Magnum, you can't really, be hanging out like this, or, this here, and they ain't going to cut it. You want to dress like Magnum? Hey, let's just do it right. You want to do something like that. It is interesting, though, when you watch the show in between different scenes, or even within the same scene, you just kind of see this kind of move around a little bit, too, sometimes. It's kind of funny, even though it's supposed to be like one continuous scene. So there you go. Might be a little more to it than you thought initially, but you can definitely get an exact match. So, all right, till next time, Magnum fans, aloha.